Your stance in life, your perspective in life, and the things that you believe in determine if you're a boy or a man in this world. And I don't believe that age is a determining factor, because you've probably heard of the term man-child before. There are plenty of adults walking this earth that have never fully transitioned from being a boy. And that's why I think it's a must for men to embody and live by certain values. And one of them, the most important one, is responsibility. Taking full and radical responsibility for your life. And Jocko Willink even wrote a complete book about this exact topic, taking extreme ownership. A different coach that I talked to, he calls this, you are the creator of everything. And you want to take this concept to extremes. The way people think about you is created by you. The way people treat you is created by you. Only when you take radical responsibility, only then you have the ability to influence it, to change it, to do something about it. And for me, the way I resonate with taking responsibility as well is no one is coming to save you. And this was a tough one for me to come to terms with. Like, no one is coming to save you. At the end of the day, it's all your responsibility. I'm all for creating a strong team around you, for getting a coach, a mentor, friends. But at the end of the day, it's all on you. And you might feel fear in this statement, but at the same time, it also gives a lot of power, because you are the one that is creating. You are the one that is in control. Because the moment you give responsibility to something else, that's the moment you become a victim of your circumstances. And yes, there are plenty of situations that you didn't choose, like your parents, the country you grew up in, things that often happen to you, but it's your responsibility to deal with it, to make something out of it. Your response is your responsibility. So this is the first value that I believe every single man must live by. And the second one is honoring your word. This one is extremely powerful. So I've been coaching now for 7+ years. So I talk to and connect with a lot of people. And it blows my mind how many people are not honoring their word. How people loosely hold their appointments, for example. They forget about an appointment, they come late, 5 minutes, it's like, oh, it doesn't really matter. Like, what does a few minutes late matter? They forget about appointments. They say they're going to send an email and don't do it. And all of these things start happening. And immediately I know that this shows up in different areas of their life. I immediately know that they're not creating as powerfully as they can. Because there's one quote that I live by, and that is, how you do one thing is how you do everything. How you do one thing in life is how you do everything. And the way they are showing up with even these small little things is their way of showing up in different areas of their life. And that's why you want to honor your word, even with every single small little thing. Even when it comes to an appointment, you want to honor your word. Because just imagine you honor your word every single time. Every single time you say you're going to do something and you do it. It's being a man of your word. Just imagine how powerful your word becomes. Your word can scare people if you follow through on every single word that comes out of your mouth. And of course, we're human. We're never perfect. We make mistakes, but you own up to it. You clean up your mess and you immediately follow through again. Like, people will trust you. People will respect you. You will trust yourself. Because when someone holds their word loosely, I can't help it, but the way I categorize it in my mind is, I can't fully trust this person. I can't fully trust them. I can't, let's say, build a deep friendship with them. I can't collaborate with them on projects because they are unable to follow through on the word. And when you really start embodying this value, being a man of your word, that's when you also start to become very intentional and mindful of all the words that come out of your mouth, because you're not just blurring out random stuff, because your word is a creative weapon. You create with your word. You create as you speak, if you honor your word. So if you start building a track record of following through non-stop, every single thing that will come out of your mouth will become a reality, because you're a man of your word. And this one, if you want to build confidence, do this. Follow through even with the little things. Watch that video that you said you were going to watch for someone, send that email. Be on time on appointments. When you say you would follow up on something, follow up on something. So all the little things, all the big things, that's where this value really shows up. And this one is so powerful. And another value that is related to this is truthfulness. And this is expressing your truth, taking a stand for your truth. You know, and I fell into this trap when I was younger as well, where you start to bend your truth in certain ways, not to feel any uncomfortable feelings, not to make other people uncomfortable, or not to create any confrontation. And what you call this is being a nice guy. And every single man, I believe, must read the book No More Mr. Nice Guy, because these are the people pleasers. These are the ones that change their belief, who they are, their behavior, just to prevent any confrontation or any discomfort to happen. And what a lot of men do is they change, for example, their behavior just to keep women around. They change who they are because they think this is what women would like to see, because if you would be expressing your truth, you might lose her. And you don't want to lose her, you want to keep her around. So you start to manipulate the situation. And the question is, like, who are you? If you constantly start changing your behavior and the things that you believe in just to keep everyone comfortable, like, who are you? What are you taking a stand for in life? And I believe this is also a crucial element of being a man, is taking a stand for something. Because I used to behave like this and manipulate the situations like this too. But right now, my truth becomes, or is a priority above everything else. Me expressing my truth is a top priority, regardless of the circumstances or regardless of the consequences. It doesn't matter how uncomfortable a situation will get. It doesn't matter how awkward. It doesn't matter if I will lose people. The things that I believe in, who I am, comes first. You want to be grounded in your truth. Because again, with honoring your word, this is how you can trust yourself. This is how other people can trust you. Because they know who you are and what you believe in and what you're taking a stand for. And this doesn't mean that you have to judge people and be harsh towards people, because expressing your truth can be done in many different ways. You can take a stand for your truth and express it in a very confrontational way. Sometimes it's all that's possible, but you can also package it and that's the key, you can package it in a more loving way, in a more respectful way. And that's the key when it comes to taking a stand for your truth and expressing it. So another value that I believe is so important is immediate action. And you can also relate this to assertiveness, being assertive, going after what you want in life. And a lot of men are waiting for permission. They are waiting for the stars to align to be finally able to take action. They're waiting until they feel something or they feel right, and then they can finally go for that dream. But I believe immediate action makes you powerful, a powerful creator in life. I had a client and he was incredible. Whenever he got an insight in a session, he paused the session and immediately took action. He immediately made that phone call, sent that email, put it in the calendar. And then we continued the session again. And that's how you want to be creating in life. Because I think this is what I see with the clients that I work with. Most people, they take so long before they finally make a decision. They sometimes take weeks, months, years to make a decision. But just imagine if you would make 3 decisions a month. Just imagine if you would make 20. This is the key to get ahead faster. It's just making faster decisions. Not trying to get all the information, all the planning and all the overanalyzing there. It's just going for it. You know what you want. If you know the first step, if you know the second step, you can take action and the other steps will reveal themselves. So this is a lesson that I'm constantly learning, especially in 2025. This is the one that I'm also, I hope you can still hear this with the rain and the storm. This is the one that I want to act upon as much as possible, taking imperfect action. And this is a clear example of taking imperfect action. I just had my workout. I wanted to shoot this video. I just parked my car in the storm, in the rain, and I just started to shoot the video. I'm shooting this video in my car. Like, this is not the most perfect setting you can imagine. Maybe you can't even hear me right now when I'm saying. But the thing is, I want to be taking imperfect action and move forward from there. I will refine it along the way. I will get ahead so much faster by just taking action and improving instead of planning, analyzing, over-preparing, and not doing anything. So I believe this is what is really what separates powerful men. Their ability to act fast, to take immediate and also massive action. And the last one that I want to share with you is stillness. I believe a powerful man embodies stillness. He's the one that is courageous enough to look inside, to look at what's going on underneath the surface, to look at all the darkness. Because as men, I see so many men repressing all of these things, repressing all of these feelings and emotions in their unconscious. But you want to look at this darkness, at all the shame that's there, at all the hate, at all the rage, at all the lust, at all the fears at the depression, at the darkness, at the suicidal thoughts. Carl Jung calls this shadow work. You want to look at your shadows, work through the shadows, integrate them, because they are in your unconscious and they are guiding your feelings, your thoughts, and your actions, if you like it or not. And I believe a powerful man is the one that looks within, that resolves these kind of issues that are within, to be completely at peace and free, to not let all these things in the unconscious guide their feelings and thoughts and actions, because it's still coming from a very reactive state. You're not fully in control, even though you think you are in control. Because once you resolve all of these issues, let's say, in all the darkness and integrate it, that's when you don't become reactive anymore to the world around you, because you can be grounded in your truth. And I believe also that this is how you wake up to your true potential, this awakening process. And a lot of men, like I said, they are avoiding this. The way I avoid this is I start doing loads of things just to avoid looking at the darkness that's within me, because I don't want to feel this. I don't want to face this. So I start to do a lot of things, but I can only feel what's there in stillness. Other men, they smoke weed, drink alcohol, gambling, different kind of addictions. They numb themselves with social media, porn addiction. All of these things is just numbing all the feelings that are there, not willing to look at what's underneath the surface. And maybe what's there is a very boring feeling, but you need to come to terms with what's there, to not let it have any control over you. And this is an awakening process. And I believe that's also a process that the men in the men's group that I'm running are in. We are in this awakening process together. Like, especially if you start to go deeper into these kind of topics with like-minded individuals, you start to see sides of yourself that you didn't know were there. And these are the also potential, but also shadow sides and triggers. And these are the ones that you want to come to terms with. These are the ones that you want to see. And that's when you can work through them. Because if you integrate the darkness in your life, you become so much more powerful. So if you're interested also too, because we are on weekly group calls where we go deeper into all of these topics, very practical topics, but also very deep topics around masculinity. And we have men from all over the world coming together on these calls. So if you're interested to try this group out for free, then fill out the application form in the link below. And we hop on a call and see if things align for you. And for me, it's very important that you only join the group when things are aligned for you, when you know that this is going to take you to the next level. And that's where you can try it out for free first. So I hope that these values are valuable in some kind of way for you. I'm curious to hear if you have different kind of values that are really important to you, that you believe every man must embody. And I hope that you could hear something with this storm, with this rain. I will see when I look at and listen back to this video if I can make anything of it with the rain and the storm. So I'll see you in the next one.